Welcome to my channel, Becoming Your Own VIP, Mind, Body, and Soul. Haven't been on for a little bit, but a lot of things going on, and I wanted to come back with something I was reflecting upon. You know the saying where we're all God's children, or God is our shepherd. Then what about us being on this earth? And how the other saying is we're all big kids. We start as a child, we grow up, we then become old, and then we're almost like infantile again, where our children are now taking care of us, right? But then look at our mannerisms, how we relate to one another. As children, how we're impacted by our parents, how our parents were impacted as children, and how those choices as a child who was once wounded and hurt impact their relationships and then impact us as they raise us. How they were imperfect, doing the best they can with the knowledge they knew, and how those things that were passed down the way they knew, they did their best to teach you something different or maybe the same, but they tried. But they were wounded, they were hurt. Those wounds then passed down to us, and then we did the exact same thing. We did the best we could with each and every single way we could possibly think of to either change it or unfortunately repeat that. That's with our kids, our relationships, our finances, how we handle the world, our jobs, absolutely everything. Because essentially our teachers were wounded. They taught us wounded views. And our teachers were wounded, our friends are wounded, everyone is wounded. And we're all doing the best we can with the information that's provided to try to lead a better life. And for me, I recognize that was something that happened. Maybe this will resonate with you, but there were cycles I was repeating based off of wounds I received as a child, based off of education and just flying in the wind at every whim, every emotion that kind of swayed me this way or that way, all trying to prevent being hurt again, allowing the wounded aspects of me to speak and act for myself instead of finding ways to heal those aspects and then allow the healed aspects to lead my life. So when I had a moment where I was done, that I was ready for a change, I had to self-reflect and analyze the things that were missing, which was a lot. But for sure, one of those things was spirituality. So God came into my life in a miraculous way. And, I shared it the minute it came. Some people were receptive to understanding that, and some people were not. And quite frankly, when it happened to me, I actually really had to stop and ponder on it because it wasn't the forefront of my life for a long time. But when I realized that that was the missing piece, that was the part that I needed in my life all along. And from there, what I did was heal. I started to release the toxicity within me. And a lot of that had to do with the outer stuff that I was doing to myself, whether that was food, drinks, how I handled situations, things of that nature, and literally being guided and having to read and educate myself again because I was not educated properly the first time around. When God entered my life as my parent, as my shepherd, as the one who created us, He took the reins because now I was ready to listen, and guided me the way I should have been living this entire time. And that is through love. Loving myself, healing myself, and understanding myself. Know thyself. Seek and ye shall find. I found that we are all big kids waiting to be guided properly, but first needing to be receptive to hear God, our creator, our true parent, on what is needed in order to live our life purposeful, driven, motivated, compassionately, empathic, with empathy, with understanding, with forgiveness, with joy and balance through this life we live and what he puts into our path so that we can care for, nurture, grow, and develop within those things. He's blessed us with relationships. He's blessed us with family. He's blessed us with community. He's blessed us with work. He's blessed us with home. He's blessed us with material things. He blessed us with our body. He blessed us with these things so that we will steward those things. Just like in Genesis, when he talks about Adam and Eve, how he blessed them with the earth and how we were to care and maintain for those things. Well, those rules still apply to even us. Yes, things shifted based off of choices that were made, but same thing right now. Things are shifted based off the choices we make. How are you being a good steward of the blessings that God has given you? How are you being a good steward of your temple, your mind, your body, your soul? How are you being a good steward? How are you then giving those blessings onto others, teaching others, embracing this life we live and the people that are in it with us? Yes, absolutely everything is going to throw challenges at us. Not everything will be happy and beautiful all the time. Money might go downhill. Relationships might go downhill. Family might have growing pains and all these other things within our lives in every aspect of us. But that's exactly what it is a growing pain. In order to grow and become more prosperous, you need to now up level yourself. And through up leveling yourself, you need to hit a challenge and see how you conquer that challenge, how you conquer that test. How, if you're tired of being sick, what are you going to do to start doing better, eating better, working out, walking, treating your dogs, your animals, your plants, earth better by picking up things even though nobody's watching. Even if someone is watching, how weird that might feel. But you know what? That's okay. I'm picking up this garbage right here, right now. Opening a door for another, smiling for another, giving someone something without that feeling of needing it to be returned to you. Being compassionate and loving to yourself mentally, emotionally. Again, watching what you're funneling into your world, watching what you're reading, what you're watching, what music you're listening to. All these things are important for your temple and what you are putting into it. We create our own heaven or hell based off of what actions we choose, who we choose to be around, how we choose to act, how we choose to think, how we choose to eat, how we choose to spend our money. We create our own heaven or hell by misplacing our funds, our emotions, and handling things irrationally and reactively. That can tear something down. Okay, so you learned. Now, how are you going to build it up? And maybe not with that same person, maybe not with that same equivalent value of what you lost at that moment, like finances and stuff. But can it be rebuilt? Yes, it can. But you need to work on yourself first. You are the common denominator in every aspect of your life. And the other person is their common denominator in every situation in their life. You're not to fix another person. You're not to control another person. The only thing you have control over and the only thing you can fix is yourself. Your actions, your education on how to develop yourself to act more wisely and with love and compassion and forgiveness for yourself. No, your parents did not know exactly how to raise you, but God does. And the first step you have to do is open your heart to God. Open your heart and open your mind. Be open to understanding who you are. There is something within us that is spiritual. That's why church exists. That's why religion exists. But religion is just a structure. Spirituality is actually within us based off of our character, our values, our beliefs. What is right? What is love? What is light? If you feel dark feelings, if you feel anger, you feel animosity, resentment, things of that nature, that's not love. That's not light. But it is telling you something's happening right now that is going against your spirit, right? We already know that. So now how are you going to handle it so that you stay grounded? You stay in control of yourself, your actions, your words, your thoughts. And how can you look at this situation and handle this situation in the highest of perspective, the highest of light, and choose to love? Think back to all those times when you've had an argument and it's an old hurt that made you blurb out something that hurt your relationship. Hurt you, hurt them, and then they came back and hurt you, and then the cycle repeated, and it could have disrupted the relationship completely. It could have put a crack in your foundation with that relationship, and now you have to work even harder. How can you first develop yourself and understand yourself? And that is through spirituality. That is through clearing out the toxic wounds, behaviors, thoughts, and words that you developed within yourself for a very long time. A very long time. And it's not your fault, and it's not your parents' fault. But when you're tired, the first rule of thumb is to please invite God into your heart. Then, second rule of thumb is start researching what you know are your areas of weakness, whether that is relationship, finances, a career, school. You don't always have to go to school in order to gain knowledge. There's books and internet all around you that you can gain sources from. And every single one of us around here are your teachers and your students as well. But the biggest message I'm trying to relay is God is our teacher. God sets us on the path that we were destined for. And we're all trying to figure it out. On a level that we didn't even know, we're all trying to find our purpose here on life and what we were born to do. God has those answers, and your life actually has shown you your whole entire time. God helps you focus that. God helps you heal enough so that you can gain clarity in your life and cleanse your mind of all that negative thought, all those words that you have said against yourself, that is negative self-talk, that you've taken on from other people, that you then felt that it was you. That's not you. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are enough. You are worthy of a healthy relationship. You're worthy of healthy finances. You're wealthy of wisdom. You're wealthy of knowledge. You're wealthy to take that knowledge and to help others. You are worthy and you are enough. I pray that this message resonates with you. Just something, again, that was in my heart that I wanted to share. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you.